Hmm. Hello everyone, this is State, and I'm gonna be playing the Boarcup setup with Satya. Say hello, Satya.
Hey man, who is it? Serenade?
No, I'm streaming.
Oh, okay. Hello, people. Oh, I didn't know you were streaming.
Yeah, it's fine. Like, no one is
I'm
going to make fun of you or
streaming it
anything.
live.
People are very nice. Hey, Satya wants to practice his warfare skill. No one is going to make fun of you. So we loaded up the Boarcup setup in patch 1.25. Like, I decided to actually keep playing the patch 1.25 since it's the best one, I think, in terms of warfare, just because there's less mercs. Like the manpower merc ratio in the current setup is probably optimal. I quickly post. Oh shit! I know. That's fine.
So 2, 4, 6 castles.
All right, so let's go through the setup. Okay. The first thing you have to do is put every single edict on manpower, right?
Okay. Yeah, of course, in 1v1
Right.
that's super good.
So the reason why we have infinite money is because this is what simulates serious warfare the best. Basically have infinite money, you're gonna throw every single available fund into the war. You're gonna end up bankrupting. The end. Basically it simulates the amount of money you would have if people sub you or if you did like trade shenanigans. But the difference is you don't actually have to take the loans and will not get the loan pop-ups, because that's like, if you look at my Russia game, for example, where I played a war versus Prussia, I'm completely bamboozled by pop-ups 100% of the fucking time.
Yeah, it's annoying.
And most people, when they're trying to learn the setup, they like it's not particularly interesting to have them learn how to deal with the pop-ups. Okay, so once you've put your edicts,
Yeah, almost.
okay, I've already given every province to the nobility. Now, in this patch, you still had the nobility disaster giving you 10% moral.
Yeah, that's not the case.
Hello, Oda. Yes, it is a skill, but it's not one we thought sufficiently relevant, Oda. Okay, so, but here, we both want the disaster. You also want the nobility to give more manpower to every single province, and they don't remove force limits, okay? You want your national focus set to military, because of course military points is very important.
Yeah.
And you want to start with your manpower advisor, you put them to +5. Everything to +5. You start with the prestige guy. For admin, everything to +5. And you start with the spy network guy, everything +5. Afterward, okay, day 1 we'll be able to set our rivals, and that's important too. You have to choose rivals that can maximize your power projection, because power projection gives moral.
Okay.
Now, there you have to choose unit types. The best type at the latest tech is the drill infantry.
Because of defense. Okay.
The rest doesn't matter, but I mean, you should pick Latin Lancers, and then you only have one choice.
Yeah.
Okay? So, then it's very important in terms of sort of, I mean, you take the 50 admin power from the clergy. You don't want to give anything, like, you don't want to seek support because you do not want to lose prestige.
Yeah.
The burghers, you do nothing, but the nobility, you want to take everything basically. So you first want to take the general, the minister, but you still only have 95%.
Yeah.
So you do actually want to call the diet.
To get it to 100.
Because once you've done this, you can now demand military support for 200, which is very nice. You fire your general that's bad. And you don't yet want to raise your guys. Because you first want to max out every single manpower recovery thing. So we're gonna grab the icon that gives manpower recovery. And then you're gonna consecrate 2 more states to bring your maximum manpower back to 100%.
We don't care which state it is.
Just put them as borders. They actually give local devastation reduction, which is something. Okay. So with this, I think we've maxed out their manpower. Since we did the estates, the edicts, the icon, the advisor.
Yeah.
Okay, and so we get 172 manpower with the best interaction. Okay. So now you recruit that. Oh, we have 472 manpower.
473k.
Yeah, okay. And then you want to recruit your heir, recruit your king, just in case they are good. Sometimes they are pretty decent. Like I haven't gotten a too bad one. And then you want to recruit 5 generals.
Yeah, just slacken.
Yep. You want to recruit them on day, like before you actually pass a single day, because you have 80 army tradition. And being part of the bracket means that you get a massive buff. If it drops to 79.9, which is thus the next month, yeah, you're actually getting a lot less. Okay. And obviously you fire the generals that are not good enough.
Focus on fire.
Focus on fire first, and then shock and maneuver. You may want to keep one guy with good siege, but like if you're gonna assault with him, but mostly you want to get the best guys. So, and this is an important moment because how good some of these people are determines like your strategy in the war. If you get superb generals, then you might be able to be aggressive, which normally is not an option, where it's a disadvantage. But if your generals are really, really good and you have lots of good generals, then you could be aggressive. Alright, so we're going to slacken. Good. Still not. Then we make the templates, right? Okay. So personally, I use a combat with mercenary templates, a 10 mercenary templates, a combat with infantry template,
okay, so
a 10 infantry, and then same for cannons, 40-10.
Okay.
Cannon 40.
And the normal infantry templates is 80k or 40k?
40k. All like templates are 40 or 10. Combat with or 10 basically for quick purposes. And then you make your 4 cannon stacks at start. You want them out as soon as possible because you want to drill them a little bit. You want to drill them not with your best general because there's a oh well, no, there are no events actually in my mod, so never mind. You can drill them with everyone. Because normally in vanilla there's like an event that can kill your general, so you do not actually want to drill with your best general. Alright, so if you're recruiting a lot at the same time, you just spread them out so that it goes a bit faster. Like this.
Wait, I didn't get the last part.
Yeah. So you want to recruit 4 cannon stacks in the setup,
Okay.
and you recruit them as far away from each other as possible to make it faster. Now you
Okay.
actually want to recruit 6 generals, not just 5 for the second, because you want another chance of getting a better general.
Okay.
Monkey von Boar, terrible.
Unlucky.
And what the thing is you're gonna not recruit any mercs until you recruit 4 more generals.
Okay, fine. So
Because you're gonna slacken a second time.
yeah, I'll just build up my main army for now, and in
So
Boarcup
you
I'll
make
do
4 of the you make 4 things, and you make a lot of regular infantry. You make them spread out already at the correct positions you want.
okay.
Thinking I did something wrong in setup, but whatever. And money is not an issue, so again you just go for it. Okay. Right. And then there's the forts. You want to build the forts. You cannot build them on the border. You can only build 16. But on this setup, it's pretty straightforward where you want your forts. 1, 2, 3. 5, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 6. 12.
You said 16, right?
I said 16. Yeah.
Okay. 2,
What's
4,
up with
6,
this one?
8, 10, 12, 13.
Alright. Once you've built all your things, universities are already constructed everywhere. Now, actually, what you want to do is you want to build trade stuff everywhere. Because theoretically, in the 1v1 setup, if your opponent doesn't do this and you did this,
On the long
you have more trade power than he does, and you can send your merchants at the correct places. And you could even get the inland trade routes to get siege ability and artillery bonus, or to improve your assaults later. But if we both have trade things everywhere, then no one of us is going to get it. Alright, and then alright, I'm ready.
I'm putting the trade stuff.
Hello. Manufacturing. Oh, I clicked on some manufacturing. Wait, what? Oh, Jeebus.
I have a 446, but a 6 on maneuver. It's useless, right?
Yeah, no, the fire is the priority. You can only fight with 6 in fire. Else you're gonna have a bad time. Jeebus. Thank God someone in chat tells me I made manufactories instead of forts. Else it would not have been a long war. think that's all of them. Good. Alright. And so you should have 155 admin, 105 diplo, 5 military, generating 11, 11, 14. Whatever manpower reserve you have, but just build everything.
I have only 1k left.
1k left? Yeah, that's fine. But only put them in like, keep them in templates, like don't build them in like 1k, whatever.
Yeah, that'll be useful.
Okay. And don't make mercs. Okay, we're gonna pass one day. Put it on speed 2. Put your merchants in Rhineland and Saxony and make sure that one of your guys has hostile trading. You don't accept what's it called?
Transfer trade and collect in Saxony.
No. So one of your traders needs to collect. Right, needs to have hostile trading. You don't want to collect because then you reduce your trade power. But you want to increase your spy network generation on me. Anyway, you want to choose rivals. You pick those that are closest to you, which embargoing is going to be most effective. So for me, it's Scandinavia here. Londoner, yeah. London. And New Novgorod. Okay, with your spies, what you want to do is you want to construct a spy network on me. And you want to embargo your 2 other people. Your 2 other rivals. Okay.
Yeah, done.
Once your spy, once you can resend another spy to me, you want to counter espionage me. So the reason why espionage is important is that you can both get the effects, but you can also get simply tech cost reduction if ever it gets to that, but also siege ability. And siege ability helps with
of course.
Assaulting. Okay. So with this, we're gonna min-max our power projection for some extra moral. And also, I guess, 1 more leader slot. As soon as your template cannons are put together, you put a leader on it and you start drilling.
Okay.
This is why you start with the cannons as well. Now, you don't forget to embargo me once you can. Some even more thing.
Send insults.
No, you do not insult before the war. You insult in January when the war is going to be declared. You insult you insult one of your rivals, whichever one.
Okay.
Because every year that passes, you're gonna lose some power projection. You want as much power projection for as long as possible. Also, I made a bit of a mistake, but every time you have the honor points to hire a general, you hire a general. Because the chance is higher. The chance is higher that he's gonna have a little bit more stats, strictly because you have a little bit more power or army tradition.
Yeah.
So it's all about trying to get every single little advantage you can. And mostly now we've done everything, we just have to sit and wait. I feel like I've forgotten something. Funny, I still had that document somewhere where I had everything listed.
What about building churches and counting houses?
No, like it doesn't matter. You have infinite. Like they don't add anything militarily, and you basically have infinite money.
Okay.
You can, I guess, but less.
Yeah, useless.
Actually, have more. Well, okay. Another general. So the way it's gonna work is once you don't want to use your spy. You want to wait until you have enough to sabotage recruitment on your enemy. That's the most important use of your power projection of your spy network.
Okay.
Okay, diplomat. Yes, you cannot declare war on AI first, Oda. You don't want to dev up center of trades. Or yeah, you're gonna dev up everything. But I've already put Satya on so much louder than everything else. But and put them even louder.
You don't hear me?
No, we do, but yeah, your mic is not. Like normally, I put Discord on like 1/6 of the rest of my sound because everyone sounds really loud, but you don't sound very loud. So I put you on equal 100% effect.
No. Yeah, maybe I need
But
it
now
again.
people actually are gonna hear more, which is not it. Anyhow, we're gonna dev very later on once we have more points so that we can dev everything at once in one single month. Typically, we're not like here. I'm gonna pause so we can do it cleanly. Normally, you have to do it all at the same time. Also, there's no defender of the faith, so no one has to worry about that. So just keep making the generals. Fire if it costs you military points a month, and if they're not good. This one is good, so I'll not fire him. This one is worse than this, better than this one. Okay. You want to start the war with hundreds manpower, guys, in the bank. Not more, not less, because fighting war is very important. Basically, you start the war going all out with everything you've got so you can make sure to win the first battle or the first engagements. And winning the first engagements wins the war in a 1v1 that's equal. If you commit like fully to it. And people typically commit fully to it. Okay. Alright, this setup I had like... Alright, so we got one more year. Okay, I slackened again.
I should be able to, yeah.
Yeah, so do it, and then we don't recruit generals anymore. Now we're gonna recruit only when you can recruit all of them at the same time.
I keep around 100k in the bank for
For the manpower, yeah. But so you're gonna... But this is the end of the war, so right now you still want to recruit. Then we're gonna soon start mass recruiting the mercs. We recruit the mercs with the land force limit guide to get slightly more. And only after we've dev'd to also get slightly more. You apply a lot of this actually in a normal MP campaign. Like this one is everything pushed to the extreme now, but if you look at my wars late game, you'll see that I have the edicts on. You see that I 100% am min-maxing my manpower, regeneration, recovery at all times. I start every war with like 2 times at least my force limits. And it's mostly about the maneuvering, and the spy network thing, it's a thing as well. It's a bit harder there with the merchants. You have to think about it, but normally you have to keep your merchants in spot because they increase your force limits or your loan limit size. But okay. And the power projection, that's definitely very important. Remembering to insult a rival when you're at war, before you start a war, whatever. So most of the things that you do here, they're to an extreme extent, but all of this are things that you do to min-max every little advantage you can get. And what's very important from the setup is people think it's a bit sort of, I don't know, artificial or something, but it really teaches you, like, it brings home the message that you cannot greed in war. Greeding is like the biggest mistake someone can make to lose wars, because you actually,
I've seen that so many times.
yeah, by just starting the war strong, you end it very quickly and decisively. You're going to lose less money, and more importantly, you're going to lose way less mana and resources. All right, nobility sees power.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. Good stuff. And with this, in this patch only, because this patch 1.25, so in no patches you don't want to do this, but in this patch you get the 10% moral. So that's very important.
Why not put a defensive edict on the frontier and instead?
Well, you put defensive if someone is going to attack, assault. Then you switch to defensive.
Okay.
But before that, so you just have to remember to react. Like, you don't want to put your edicts before someone is going to assault or siege. But I mean, people shouldn't be sieging in this game. Like, sieging gets you killed.
But here, since we have basically infinity mercs, might as well use it.
Yeah, but we don't have infinity mercs at all.
Close to.
We only have 300 something. It's not very much for like a late game scenario. It's actually very little. We have very little. What about tech versus general rolling in regular? Well, it depends on the tech. But I do roll a lot of okay, you don't want to be taking attrition on your cannons already, so keep them
on 40.
Keep your cannons just behind. And okay, we're gonna be recruiting mercs soon. Alright, so now what we do is we switch the icon to the construction dev icon. Okay?
Yeah.
You consecrate 2 provinces, preferably border provinces.
I already did that.
Yeah, but once you take the icon, you re-lose the patriarch authority.
So 2 more. Why building?
Because it's for the deving cost. We're gonna be deving.
Oh, true. Yes.
Right? So now you go to your dev list and you just take whatever is cheapest and you dev. Whoop, 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 whoop. Yep. Yep. Here we can do it really chill. I think it's good that I get to explain, because I think a lot of people are unfamiliar with the setup.
Oh, that's for sure.
And there we go. Okay, so I dev'd a good amount of times.
Yeah. Only usage of admin and diplo. We don't use.
You don't use military. Military is way too important in terms of slackening and getting chances at better generals. Okay, so now that we dev'd, you dev everything. You retake the correct icon and then you reconsecrate some provinces. Okay. Good.
Okay.
And we're back to 100%. And now you switch to your land force limit guy, you put him to 5. And we're gonna have to wait 1 month. And here, like, I did it a bit sloppily because I'm just explaining everything, but normally we should do this in September, so 1 month before, because we want to recruit a bit quicker. We're gonna recruit all our mercs once the end of the month ticks. Okay. Well, actually, we could have done it before, but whatever. So you recruit them on the border where fighting's gonna end. And we're soon going to, like, you click one at a time. Unfortunately, you have to, or you're gonna get the bug. Exploit. Like to say, you can exploit with the 10 template, just because otherwise you're gonna have to click like 5 times in the, except I'm the host, so I cannot do the exploit. Feels bad, man. Alright, so once that is done, once you've recruited everything, you re-switch to your manpower for a couple of months. You stop drilling, you send your cannons to where the action is gonna be.
Okay.
On the front line. Okay.
Yeah. I have around 1,100k. Like afterbirths, basically.
100, I have 1.2 million 35.
Yeah, I have 1.150.
What? And I think you did something wrong, but
Oh, I have 40k. I mean, I didn't use up all my manpower.
I have 89 in the bank in manpower right now.
I have around, yeah, I have around 80 also. So wait.
Right, you have the edicts everywhere. You have the manpower. You use the manpower estate interaction, and you stack them twice.
Yeah.
And you have the icon for your. Okay, and then so the last things we have to do. I mean, first of all, I have enough points for. Well, I'll do that later, but now, since it's the start of the year, you insult one of your rivals. You get the 5 power projection at the right time. Then you need to be able to declare the war. My guys aren't at all like set up correctly, so we're gonna do a bit of a late war deck. And you want to make sure your troops are all in position and are not vulnerable. Alright, whatever. I'm just declare like this is not how you want to do it, because you want to be 100% ready. Okay. And then, of course, you want to remember the policies.
Okay, yeah, I'm putting them on.
So normally what you want to do is you only want to put the moral on and the discipline, and you only want to put the other 2 on once you're gonna start fighting, but whatever. Here, you just put everything on. I'm gonna put everything on. And that's pretty much everything there is to do.
Switch out the manpower modifier.
Yes, switch out the manpower for the other one. Obviously, and you put them to 5 as well.
Okay.
Alright. And then you make control groups out of your cannon stacks. Alright. Well, now I'm gonna shut up because we're gonna be playing. So good luck to you.
Same, but stressful.
Is this one? Also, remember that you have force march available whenever you want. It's not a cost.
I'm actually not completely ready because I didn't stop the drilling, so my morale is not up yet.
Yeah, but it's not very important. So normally, at this point, I already have an advantage simply because I took over the war goal in some of the provinces. I don't have to do anything.
Yeah, it's up to me.
Oh, what? I don't know. Wait. That might be.
Oof, I messed up. Yeah,
Oh, that's not a good idea.
yeah, I'm messing up my reinforcement stuff.
That way. Sorry.
Now we're like, what am I doing? Okay, I got the setup right. Now I need to learn movement. I get my mistake. Now consolidate.
Yeah, but see, you made a critical mistake because you just attacked. And even though I wasn't like very efficient on all my logistics and stuff, I basically already won the war. Like, why did you attack?
Because I wanted to make you go from the left side and try to catch your right wing reinforcing.
Six six. You also take the fight into my 6-6. Oh my.
Yeah, that was a very bad idea. Right. Okay, I realized something. I'm just not backing off. I think that's my main problem. Basically, when I lost that initial engagement, I should have backed off, but instead I kept putting people in it. Like, what would have you done? Because you said
Oh
I
boy.
shouldn't have
You can
attacked.
see I'm very fucking rusty.
You said I shouldn't have attacked, but at that point you had all the stars and you had the war gold, so I had to attack, no?
No, I don't think so.
But then how? How do I break off the fact that you have my the war gold, which is the main problem?
It's not really the main fucking problem. Like you get whenever you attack, you have a defender's disadvantage. Or you give a defender's advantage to your opponent. Oh, hands here. Right, I already lost past that. Wow, playing very poor. But
Here, 8%. Here, no, I can't.
need to consolidate, man.
Okay, I mean,
Huh? Better.
alright.
Easy. Like you're fighting into a -1 fight. I also have a better general than you.
So this one is lost.
Oh, it's so annoying. I can't do the exploit. But you see, like I can already stab hit you, right?
Yes.
As soon as I can stab hit you, the war's completely over. I could have stab hit you before, because you start losing prestige.
But
Mostly, like you're making a lot of mistakes in terms of your. What the fuck am I doing with my cannons, though?
on troop movements, right?
No, you're making basic strategy mistakes or like not tactical. You're making tactical mistakes, whatever. I'm making tactical mistakes as well because I'm not playing particularly well. But you're attacking into me. All right. What does that mean? First of all, I think I have a better generals than you. Okay, you attacked into my 6-6. If you're gonna attack into me, you don't attack into my 6-6.
But I had a 6-4. That's the thing.
Yeah, but I have a 6-6. So if you have a 6-4, that's pretty good. Then you attack into my weakest general that you see on the front.
Right.
You also don't ever want to attack. The reason you don't want to attack is because there's a hidden defender's advantage, which goes that.
So I should have waited for you to advance and try to block
Yes.
that.
I mean,
Okay, I see.
normally you want to let someone else attack. You want to at least be patient and see if they're going to do it. If they're going to do it, you're very happy. You take the defensive fight because you can. You
Okay.
first want to wait, and then if nothing happens, you want to either see if you have better generals, then you may be able to push. And if you don't have better generals, then you're not going to be able to push. Then you just have to play patiently. What you want to do is instead, you want to play around tactically to try and get your enemy to attack. So you just want to like basically move around, try and bait your opponent, get him to move in, and then while he moves in the province, you like swipe into it to try and get the defender's advantage.
I see.
And your
Okay.
opponent is going to do the same. And also what you want to try and do is try to pretend you're going to take fights with your mercs.
Mm-hmm.
And then your opponent has to move all of his troops. Because else he's going to lose the battle. But you're just losing mercs, which are not like, you know, they don't lose anything. Because manpower is what's going to win you long term. Like efficient manpower use is what wins you the war in the setup.
Okay.
So if you can try and bait out movement with your mercenary troops, you can get a manpower advantage if he has to commit to it. Like right now, every time there's a war, there's a fight, you need to push, or you need to send all your reinforcements there. You're going to take a lot of attrition. The other thing you can do is that we have a super wide front. So
Mm-hmm.
if your opponent is occupying your lands, he doesn't want to push onto your forts or into you offensively because that's hard. You could just send a guy to like Plock or Callus and threaten with an assault. And that's going to make me move out. Right? It's going to force me to send one of my cannon stacks.
Yeah, true. Okay, and then try to catch out the rest of reinforcements.
Uh,
I basically have one last assault. Let's try this.
right?
No, that was done. Okay, I didn't think that would go down that fast.
Of course, you don't have cannons there. If anything that has no cannons and that is on the front instantly dies.
Okay.
Instantly dies.
So only cannons in front. Okay, that's done. Okay, I have 3. I'm missing some cannons. This is why, like, basically I have all my cannon except 20k of them. They die?
See, I'm giving you a defensive fight. You should take it. You should build up, slacken if you haven't. So yeah, I did remember. One of the things that has happened is that you don't want to send in this many guys at the same time.
Yeah, doom stacks.
Meanwhile, did you attack with your best general? 6-4? I think so, right?
Yeah, it's the best I have.
Yeah. Now, at this point, I have more manpower than you, so I'm probably just gonna win because of that. So I need to reinforce. Also, you don't want to send your other cannon stacks in, because if you do send your cannon stacks in, I can just assault the rest.
Always keep one. Yeah, because even if you retreat here, you.
Alright, but I don't have the military points for it. Shit.
Wait, what?
Did I make a... I still have all my cannons. But you see how much closer... Oh, actually just got the... This fight is... I took a -1 even, because I didn't look at the river crossing. That's a big advantage, I know I can win it. But you never want to send more than one cannon stack in, it's useless. You want to send everything before you send in the cannon stack.
So never reinforce with the cannon stack?
No, unless you really have no other choice.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. So it's better to have 2 free fronts.
After every battle, you consolidate everything, whether you're retreating or not.
Yeah.
You instantly spam the mercs, B1 for the merc spam.
Okay. I should spam my mercs on the E.
Meanwhile, I need to have to relearn this map, so... Okay. Oh boy. Here.
Yeah, I know now. I should have just waited that you went on one of my forts and then attacked that one.
Well, no, you wanna stand on the border provinces and not let me like walk into your land. Even taking like those 4 provinces means you get a little bit less manpower every buff that I do. In the big scheme of things, that wasn't that impactful. Like you took bad fights. You gave me the defender's advantage, which is like 4% discipline. That's how you have to think about it. I had a yes, that's how big it is. I had a advantage on generals. It's again like basically an effective discipline advantage.
I mean, you had 1 shock advantage, I think.
Yeah, but that's massive. Every advantage, you don't want to take any fights. It's equal things. So every little advantage is big.
Okay.
And I actually made a massive mistakes in terms of my cannons. I lost like a cannon stack just doing, or I didn't lose one, but did poorly. Okay, that min.
Let's see if I can at least defend when you have minuses in forest on my east region.
Yeah, just here, like I'm gonna try and 100% you, but obviously, like basically what happened is you took that one aggressive fight.
Yeah.
I win it easily. even though I'm not paying much attention. And after that, I assault 2 forts, and the war is done because I already have the manpower, the war score I need to win. And that's how like decisive these early game or the 1v1 wars are. Make any mistake, you instantly lose.
Yeah, fuck me. I'm just too used to. Yeah, you're taking just everything into account. I'm not used to this.
And here, you're supposed to like assault me. Like you could have assaulted me so many times up north, and I would not have reacted in time.
I wanted to, but then I thought that it will just open up all my left wing because I couldn't reinforce. You could have
Of course,
pushed
I'm
me
gonna
away.
do the same. Like here, I can easily assault Osborg. Like you can never react to that on time. Unless I'm assaulting, I'm consolidating. I can even assault in Landsut because your guy is not in position.
Yeah, my guys are. I want to defend the east for now at the end.
Right. Well, now, meanwhile, because I am constantly assaulting, you have to be very careful with that stack. I'm gonna kill it. Right.
No, that's not useless.
Yep.
I'm
Oh.
pulling out behind the end.
Oh, really? You guys arrived before. So, like, your troops are constantly out of position. As soon as you win or lose a battle, you need to be very quick on your logistics. That's like the second important part of the war in terms of there's strategy and then there's execution, which is a lot of tactics about not taking bad fights, only like even one fight, not taking multiple fights unless it accomplishes something. Here, I think taking a second fight was advantageous to you when you attacked, but didn't want to attack in the first place. Now, since I've assaulted so many times, you should have a manpower lead if you've been consolidating well.
No, I did consolidate every one of them.
So you might be able to win a fight. You just let me take like the Woods fight in Vienna is a terrible fight for me. I'm not taking that one.
That's what I'm waiting for, basically. It's
Yeah,
my
but I'm not taking that one. I'm gonna take every one besides that one.
Yeah, I will defend Yen. Like I have nothing else. So
You need to remake your cannon stacks to have 40 on them.
oh, I have
Like you
40.
have one with 28k, so that one is not operational. That one has to be. You also want to be like, I'm being so greedy assaulting. You want to try and prevent my assaults. Every time I take a fight in an assault, that's good. Here I'm I don't even have a book.
Okay. All my focus is on Yen now. Let's see.
You want to see? I'm gonna quickly count your troops. 200, 300 thing. I can take that fight, huh? So I'm gonna just do it then. Bring this guy there. This guy here. I have my guy. Okay. Mm-hmm. Why don't you react? Like, as soon as I walk onto a woods fort, you need to take... Not with that one. You don't have cannons on that one.
I do.
No, look up there.
Nah, that's a reinforcement. I'm just
Look, you have 10k cannons. Those cannons are never getting reinforced, so you're gonna deal 0 damage. I'm gonna win this battle so fucking easy, despite it being woods. Maybe so fucking easy. Verification.
Yeah, I fucked up. But why? I sent around 60k cannons, so why was it wrong?
No, your cannons had attrition. They were only 10k cannons. It's even worse than if you send only 10k cannons, because they actually occupy the space, and they cannot be reinforced by your other cannons. Like, your other cannons are not going to take over the fight.
Wait, why? No, I sent 2 teams. One team with 40k cannons and one team...
But the first stack that arrived into the battle was one that had only 10k cannons. They had 40 cannons, theoretically, but the regiment strength of the cannons was atrocious.
Oh, wait, so my cannon don't reinforce?
No, not if you're... if you already have units occupying them, no matter the regiment strength, they will not ever leave the battle.
Oh shit, this... yeah. Okay, I know that. That's why I put like 2 stacks attacking you. I was like, it should be fine since in total that's 80k.
No, you never take a fight with like unperfect cannons, basically.
Okay.
You need to have what we call the vanguard. Here, going on my things, that's fine, but just a solid empire.
Okay. So now that you showed me exactly what to do, let's have like a rematch in 3 months.
In 3 months.
I know it's not much, like maybe 2 months, but like I don't have that much free time, so I usually play only on weekends. So let's just say in 2 months. Is that okay with you?
Sure. But
I think I'm gonna play like at this point it's over.
over after the one battle. This is what's important to realize as well.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nah, so I'm gonna maybe challenge other guys to 1v1, but more minor level, because I know I was gonna lose this for sure. I wanted just to see exactly what I needed to do. So thank you for teaching me that.
Okay, no, but like there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, like the main point was I got do not attack. Try to be on defensive battles always.
No, okay. So let's I'm a pause and try to explain this in detail. So when you're looking at a war, you look at the front and you have to determine, can I win an engagement? Okay. Now an engagement is not necessarily one battle. It can mean multiple battles. Right? But the idea is, if there are battles, can I actually win them? If the answer is no, then probably you shouldn't like declare a war. But if the answer is no, then you have to say, okay, I have to play defensive or I have to assault. Right? But maybe the answer is yes if my opponent attacks me, or yes if I don't fight in woods, or is yes, I can attack, but only in grasslands, not with river crossings and so on. But maybe the answer is yes, I can if I take multiple fights and kill some of his reinforcements and so on and so on. So you have to look at the defender's advantage, which is you have to consider it like 5% discipline. If you want to like be prudent, if you want to be cautious, you just say, okay, he has 5% more discipline if I attack into him. Can I win that? So you need a lot of more troops if you're going to fight into your opponent. You also have to consider how many mercs do I have compared to him, and am I going to make him lose manpower if I make my maneuver and not lose manpower myself? That determines what you can do. Maybe your strategy is to assault somewhere else while you occupy him.
Okay, like here, my main strategy was because you had taken those initial lands. It was to push you back on the left side and engage you on the right side. Thus, you had to choose one, and I had hoped to win one of the battle and retreat in the other one.
No, because I've just most of the time, and it's very important, you have cannon stacks. Now, you've read the guide?
The one Serenade put on?
Yeah.
Yeah, I read it.
Okay, so they are different roles, right, for the cannon stacks. You have your Vanguard, which is your best stack.
Exactly.
You have your Commando, and you have your Sentinel. The Sentinel protects the reinforcements. The Commando threatens. And most people make this mistake of thinking that the Commando is doing nothing if it's not attacking. But it's important to understand is that most of the time, taking a secondary battle is ineffective. Because you're supposed to only take a main battle with your Vanguard if it's interesting to take the main battle. Right? Or very specifically, you're relying on your victory on the second battle, but that's like already more advanced. So it means that the main battle is typically to your advantage. And hopefully what actually happens is your enemy attacks into you. And then you just defend and you take that main battle. And so when that happens, you have to, first, if your main general is not in the main battle, you put in the main general into the main battle. And then, only then, you assess whether or not it is beneficial to take a secondary or a third even battle. So in what cases is it good to take a secondary battle? The first one is, your opponent does not have cannons or a general. Well, then it's a no-brainer. Obviously, it's a good fight, right? That's when your commando can cut off reinforcements. So that's a clear no-brainer. Sometimes you have to take a second fight because your opponent is like assaulting or something, right? Sometimes you have your second general is much better than your opponent's second general, right? So like imagine both sides have a 6-6 in the main, but you have a secondary 6-6 and your opponent's second best general is a 5-5. Then it's extremely good to take a second battle, because if you just take the first battle, then you have a general parity. But the more you can fight in the secondary battle, then it's very interesting for you.
But wasn't that what happened? I took you on with my...
You took you on, and then I realized I had not a very good general, and I put in a better general in the secondary fight, because I had the better Serenade, or the best Serenade.
Yeah, because my best one was the 6-4. I used that best one to... Basically, yeah, as you said, I had put my best general on my commando. I had engaged with my second best general on the left flank, and then I used the commando to force the secondary battle on the right side. And this is why I didn't get, was why I lost both. Because I had hoped I won the secondary battle.
No, because I had the 6-6 general, so I had the better general, so I should always have been the one on the aggressive.
Yeah, that was my...
And I think you also reinforced like too quickly, which is not the biggest deal in terms of that. But so back to the commando. The commando, even if it does nothing, or it looks like it does nothing, it actually does a lot. In this setup, not so much because we have 4 cannon stacks, but normally people only have 3 cannon stacks.
Yeah.
But the threat of the commando makes it so that your opponent can't just reinforce the way he wants. He can't just play carefree, and that means that he has to reinforce through a very like narrow path, which means he's going to take so much attrition on that path, because when you're attacking, you need to reinforce really quickly. So you need to send all your troops basically to the reinforcement provinces and then divide them from there. But if your opponent doesn't have a commando, you can just do it as you want. You can stand on like 10 provinces and mitigate attrition. But with a commando, people have to be very narrow and can and take a lot of manpower attrition. And of course, there's a lot of opportunities to be taken with it.
Okay, yeah.
So I think most of the time when you're playing, you should just say, no, I'm taking one battle because this is a good battle to take. If it's not a good battle to take, then why am I taking it? And it's only exceptionally when it's a clearly great battle that you take a secondary battle.
Yeah, okay, that was my mistake. Okay.
Besides that, what you need to do and improve on a lot is your logistics. So after every fight, you have to consolidate your stack. Everything. You have to remove your manpower units out of your stack and then redistribute them so they take little attrition. And you have to instantly B1 to mass spam your mercs and re-get them to the front line as soon as possible. I actually messed up quite a bit, or I was quite ineffective in doing so.
Wouldn't
because
like a line of reinforcements be good then? Like one line from province to province, 40k, 40k, and
that's exactly how you do it. You have lines, like you have tiers, layers of reinforcements, and every time everyone has to advance one layer, in a sense. The chain has to advance, not just one stack. So make sure you always have people in position. And I sometimes had stragglers. That's a big mistake by me.
True, I'll do that next time.
But yeah, so the logistics very, very important.
Yeah, so I rushed in with my first battle because as a diversion and use my commando to force on your second, which I thought was the least good general you had, but yeah, it didn't work out. I should have kept my commando to see how you reinforce and maybe block it.
You should not have taken the first battle because I had the 6-6 general. Like
yes,
that's like the first thing you have to realize, and then you also have to look at the river setup, which battles, because the second battle I think you had -1 from the river crossing, so it was actually a very good battle for me.
At the start,
yeah, you should have like your terrain map mode. I also didn't look much to it and took a -1 fight, but you should have the simplified terrain map mode in one of your hotkeys.
Because the -1 I was on the third battle around Barrois, where I had the -1.
No, I had the -1 there.
Oh yeah.
Because it was the fourth.
Yeah.
Right, but there's a mistake by me, because if I reinforce to Raffle, I don't have the river crossing.
Okay. Well, thanks, Distance.
Alright, yeah.
Quite a lot.
Sure,
so
no problem.
Let's have a rematch next time, but before I'll spam other 1v1s against other people and see if I apply what I learned. So
yeah.
thanks, dude.
No problem. See you some other time, and see you when.
Yeah, like if you're okay, I'll try. I want to re-challenge you once more.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm always open to be challenged.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, no problem. Alright, I want to talk about one other thing for people interested that's extremely important. Is after a fight, I didn't do that very well either. But I think I did a lot better, for example, the Russia versus Russia war. It's a lot easier because this setup is the hardest setup you'll play in terms of the of how like quick you have to be on everything. But after every time you take a battle and you win the battle or you lose the battle, you have to, if you're winning the battle, you have to take an objective, afford us the objective. Or if you're losing a battle, you have to put yourself in position to prevent your opponent from taking an objective. So how do you take an objective? After you win a fight, you consolidate everything, you send away the manpower, you move with your mercs on the fort, you V for the assaults, vision, whatever, tab, and then you assault, you breach and then assault, and you consolidate while you're assaulting to minimize your casualties, but mostly to increase the to make the siege faster, the assault faster, to give your opponent less time to actually react to your assault. And while all this is happening, you're supposed to B1. Here I can't. Okay, B1, but it doesn't work because of this. B1 and then make your mercs as you've just consolidated everything. After every fight, consolidate. You consolidate to reduce your manpower damage, because else your cannons are going to take attrition. If your cannons takes attrition, you're losing cannon stacks and you will not be able to push at all. It stops your momentum completely, and then you have to wait like an entire year to get more manpower until you can slacken, for example, to remake your cannon stacks and move out. The reason why it's that much more important is that you start a war with almost all of your manpower recruited, so you have only 100k in the bank to actually use, right? So you cannot ever have any of your manpower take those, because all of that is basically cannon attrition reserve, is how you have to think about it. Sometimes your manpower are going to be taking some attrition, and you need to consolidate when that happens, or after a fight they're just taking kill casualties. You need to consolidate them, because else at some point your cannons will not be able to fight. If your cannons are not able to fight, then so aren't you. And the way when someone wins a fight and tries to assault you, the best way to prevent that, because your opponent doesn't want to fight you, doesn't want to take a siege. If he takes a siege, you're guaranteed to be the defender, so you get the 5% discipline bonus, is to never send in all your cannon stacks, right? That is extremely important. You only fight with one cannon stack. The other cannon stacks, they don't do nothing, right? They're just sitting there in the reserves, and they're never going to fight, because if you take any cannon kill casualties, it's a disaster. It's an absolute disaster. So what happens is, you have these other cannon stacks that are free. They have to be free, because they have to be able to perform either the sentinel job or the commando job or whatever, do something. But what's very important is that when you lose a fight, you retreat, you still have this one cannon stack that is operational. Because if that cannon stack is non-operational, then your opponent can just, if you're fleeing with all your cannon stacks, your opponent can just walk on your fort and assault. If you still have one cannon stack, you can wait till he starts assaulting, and then you jump on his assault, you interrupt them, and then not only is he like starting the fight with very low moral and like little men because he's assaulting, but he also has to take the defensive fight, or the offensive fight rather, on maybe bad terrain. Here it could be woods, and he lost 50 military points for no reason, right? So this is the best way to prevent you from really losing heart, from losing an objective if you lose a fight, is to first of all retreat very close, as close as possible to your front, but in safe territory, and always have that other cannon stack non-committed. And if you do win the fight, then you want to take as many objectives as you can, but you have to pay attention. If you see that your opponent sent every cannon stack in, then you know you can assault. You can assault 1 or 2, maybe even 3 forts at the same time. You don't want to be too greedy with it, because you also have to realize that every assault means that you don't have military points to reroll generals or just slacken if something goes badly. But yeah. And in war, when you're on the offensive, you also want to be cautious and not too greedy. So when you're fighting, you should realize that most of the time you're going to win wars by stab hitting in the late game. So what you want is, you want 25 war score from the war goal, and you want to push the exact, unless you of course are steamrolling. But if it's an equal war, where it's very close and it's challenging. You just want to farm war scores very slowly, and you want to take fights until you can get to 50. And once you can get to 50, you stab hits. Right? If your opponent doesn't take the stab hits, that's fine. And every time he refuses, he loses 1 stab, and he also loses prestige, which makes the war simpler. If he actually doesn't ever accept and he like takes 10 stab hits, suddenly he has minus 100 prestige. And from there on, you can be very aggressive, because then you have a massive moral advantage. Alright. So that's pretty much how this all goes. If only Jones was here, then we could have a fun. Jones would have wrecked me today, because I played pretty poor. Oof, very tiring day. EBH. Well, you can see my terrain hotkeys. I have simple terrain on Q, and then we for the... I mean, I have a Belgian keyboard, so it's a bit different. Right, but I have what I consider to be the important terrain map modes. And then they... whatever, here you just click. This is the really important war map mode. It's not very visible for reinforcement purposes, but it's extremely important in terms of the river crossings. Also the terrains, I guess, but it's mostly about the river crossings. You can see from which province you can enter. So whenever you're thinking about attacking, you always click your Q, just see where you can attack from, and then you always have to attack from that angle and only reinforce from that angle. Can't see the face cam. I mean, it seems to be working on my end, so I'm not sure what's going on. Oh, there. Let's see. Now I'm kinda pumped up. Oh, poor Serenade, not home yet. Maybe Jones is actually here. Nice. Jarvin made a 1v1 cheat list. Okay, very nice. Let's see. Maybe Sadie wants to 1v1. If Serenade is 1v1ing, he's just gonna trash me today, like he did when before I played Monkey Man. Oh. And what about the Jones? It's not holidays yet. Yikes, Serenade. Like, what are you doing? I want to spend all my effort on writing the guy. That. Alright, well, that was it then. Oh, Jarvin. Yeah, Jarvin. Oh, looks like we have a challenger in Jarvin. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Well, I'm gonna try and play a bit better this time. Probably gonna have to. So exit the menu once the files. Check my Steam. Wet. This on 1.25 I'll be hosting, and we can finally see Jarvan in action. Now Jarvan isn't like bad at Age of Empires 2, so probably has fairly solid mechanics, and he knows the setup. So hopefully he comes into Discord as well. So back to the general chat. Calculating version. Oh yeah, they were still calculating version in patch 1.5. Game setup. Oof, I almost like a couple of times actually did not reinforce in time. Rough. Rough. On the setup I have to add that this country has the tag advantage, so it arrives before Sonnenberg does. If they both arrive on the same day, this one is considered the defender. That's a very big advantage.
Make a good mod description.
Make a good mod, what? Yikes. Aussie barges in only to say that. He wants me to make a good mod. Changelog, I think. As if my changelog wasn't already great. It's the best changelog of all time. Okay. Jarvan is launching the game once 5 minutes. So group K, Z, and then remove manpower, divided, lifters, and the assault. For the assault, B1 then to recruit. Like honestly, I don't know what to expect from Jarvan. I don't think he has much experience when the war, so it's probably gonna be less good when the war gets messy, if it does get messy. But most of the time, the war does not get messy. The war is won cleanly. Oh, Jones is here now. Oh, Jones is here. Okay. Come on, Jones, come. Hey, Jones, good. You're gonna help me defeat the Jarvan.
Why do you need my help to defeat Jarvan?
Because, like, imagine if I lose to Jarvan. Like, how the fuck? It breaks all balance of the universe.
I'm never gonna one you if you lose a Javelin. That's just gonna be too boring.
Wow. Wow.
I mean, then you're just too scrubby. I mean, I've already beaten you twice in this 1-on-1 scenario.
What? No, you've never played this 1-on-1 scenario. Actually, it'd be
No,
very
not
interesting to
never.
play this 1-on-1 scenario versus you, because we're gonna have a lot of like rando assaults on the opponent on the other side of the border. I also want to say that this is like only the second game I've ever played on this particular 1v1 setup, because normally we do the Berlin versus Amsterdam one, which the front is so much smaller. This one is massive.
Yeah,
Like, you're almost never gonna have such a massive front in it. How many provinces? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
The problem with this setup is that, like,
16 province fronts. That's,
I mean, but the problem with this setup is just that we're just gonna follow each other. Like, no one will try to do something on the other front because that would be pretty retarded. But yeah, it's better. We have more options in this setup.
I
So
can't
I'm
check
just
my
gonna-
setup.
Who's the host?
I'm hosting. Alright, Jarvin, I sent you an invite.
Seriously. I don't see my invite.
Alright, Jarvis is in. No, I didn't send to you. I sent to Jarvin, not to you.
Can you send me the invite?
Oh, okay, no, I thought that may not have one. The password is the EPP password.
5-4. The host has another version of the game. Are we playing 1.26?
1.25.
Oh, wow. Okay. I thought you'd updated it already. When are we going to update it?
Never, because I think this is the best patch for the wars. Because we don't have the 50% merc thing.
What do you mean?
Well, in patch 1.27, there's a new policy rework. Thus, it means that we have less.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that 50% merc thing from Diplomatic Ideas is new.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, actually, I didn't know. Okay, I thought I'd been retarded for all the time and like the new meta.
You have been retarded for all time, but that's
That's another
in general, not because of
but
that
if
particular thing.
you, me, and Blitz and Tyranid had missed that there was a policy giving 50% mercs, I would be very surprised. So when you told me about it, I was like, have I missed this for all of this time? What the fuck? Okay, I'm very glad to know that it's because of the new patch. Okay, I'm opening up the game now. And tomorrow we have the session, right?
Yeah, tomorrow we have the session, but since I'm streaming, huh?
Yeah, I mean, we're just gonna do the war. Shouldn't.
Alright, I'm just gonna start. Too bad, Jones, you're relegated to looking.
Don't start, don't start, don't start.
No, I already started.
Oh my god, you retard, I'm gonna hotchain.
But you can't. Or can you hot join in this?
Why wouldn't I be able to hotchain?
Why do you want to hot join?
So I can see what happens in the war.
Yeah,
This thing is going to crush me.
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see. I'm not sure. I'm not sure actually.
Well, I am. Monkey man.
Alright, we're gonna
I
keep
like
it
this.
paused for 5 minutes. We're gonna do the regular thing this.
Yeah, sure. What's the fort limit in this one?
16
Holy shit.
in Java Arena.
What did you do? Thing?
And remember, you don't put them on the border.
Can I hot chain or can I not hot chain?
I think there is hard showing in this version, but I'm not sure if I like enabled it on the save. You could try.
Yeah, but I need you to invite me to do it.
Need to what?
Invite me. I think
Invite you.
I can't see the button anyway.
Okay, invite you to lobby.
The host has another version of the game. What the fuck?
Yeah, but this 1.25 with the mod, man, with for 1v1
Oh.
mod.
The mod. I'm just gonna activate the mod. And then we'll do it for a third time. Cool. Can you invite me again? Yeah, I'll wait.
Hey Jones, invite to lobby. You okay, Jarvin?
Yeah.
Just
Although
gonna.
I'm very.
Oh wait, there we go.
Yeah. Oh, that's slow internet, Jones.
Well, my internet is great when Slaying Beast hosts, or Serenade, or myself. But apparently when you do it, it doesn't. And also it goes pretty well now, so...
It's not too bad. It's not too
Yeah,
bad.
now it's great, so I don't know why...
It like fluctuates with my internet. Just, yeah. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. So it rolls. Anywho. Finally, we get a Jarvin fight. I forgot everything. Guess at this spot.
Here we go. Okay.
Right.
Can I,
Pick
can I just observe?
yeah, the pick some random country. Oh no,
Yeah,
you can observe, right?
Yeah, I'd rather observe.
Yeah. Starting.
Yeah, I'm already in.
All players have arrived. Start. Okay. Doing what we have to do. Soon on pause.
Are you starting with no buildings at all, or starting with?
Now we start with universities in this version.
Universities and military buildings, or are you gonna?
Yeah, you start with all the military build.
Did you guys start playing?
Yeah, we did.
Yes, we're playing. Wherever that is.
Spectate. I'll go on your stream then.
Okay.
And this time we're only starting with 40k, man. 80k, sorry.
Yes, because you have a bit more manpower. Regen them up. I made it so you have same.
Yeah, I get it, I get it.
Do you do?
I'm just, yeah, asking.
Not sure you do. EVH. Alright, I'm gonna unpause. Jeremy.
No, 1 minute. Got it.
Really?
Give
Yeah.
7 and chance, mate.
Okay. Fine, I'll give you the time.
I'm lagging so much that it took me like 1 minute to build everything. Yeah.
Alright, fine, that's fine. Alright, tell me when you're ready then. Because we're doing amicable. And I am the host, so I do have the host advantage. Or host disadvantage of not being able to merc exploits.
Wow, so you have to actually win fair and square. That never happened before.
Exactly. Exactly. I've never won any war fair and square in EU4 history. Alright, Jared.
Oh yeah, I think I can go.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Alright. Keep it on speed 2, so you have all the time in the world. Please clap.
When is it that you guys are allowed to attack?
In January. 40, 47.
At this way, Jarvin.
See. That wasn't me. Because, you know, I have a manly.
That was me.
Oh, okay.
Instantly hear this, Jones.
So, at this way, Jones.
Okay. This thing is just being mean.
Fine.
The meanest. Right, Antley is a pretty good leader, I'd say.
Who?
Right, Antley is a pretty good leader for Jarvan. And if you use
Yeah.
Jep is your good one. Or best Serenade. The better Serenade is worse than the best Serenade.
The Serenade.
Yeah.
The Serenade is the best Serenade.
Yeah, but the better Serenade is not the best. And Serenade is just shit. But Steve and Jep pretty good. I'd probably say Steve is better in most scenarios.
Are you so mean?
You're probably gonna ruin another round if I'm not wrong. Well, the thing, you have to take care of your economy, man. You're losing so much money each month.
Yeah, however will I manage?
Yeah.
Sure.
Ouais. Merci, Coca.
It's this devil tongue.
Isn't that your mother tongue? Your native language?
What the hell?
Oh, you own it, man. He's speaking Belgium, right?
Right. I'm gonna use extended time. Well, this is a very specific 1v1 kind of mod, the Sunny. Where we just it's a mod we created to have equal fair 1v1s that simulate the late game, super late game one. With a bit of a change because we have less manpower than we have in 1v1 setup. Compare it to our ever since we started using the grand development plan, probably have less than half of what we have currently, I should say. Merlin? Where is he building his forts? Uh-huh. Now this is a very different problem. This one, it's a very different map. You can look at the terrain. Because we want it to be a nice war, we made it all grasslands in the middle for like 2 provinces on each side, and everything else is woodlands, or a couple of random farms. But yeah, so it's woods behind and grasslands before.
Distinct.
Yes?
My ruler died,
Yeah, what of it?
and I lost stability.
Yeah, so
That shouldn't happen.
it doesn't matter that you take a stab hit. I mean, okay, I mean, yeah, okay, it's true. It's true. I should mod in that you don't stab when the ruler dies. You're correct. But actually, this means it's an advantage, because it means you can stab up to increase your absolutism if you want to decrease your war exhaustion. Huh? Huh?
That's a very, very, very minor advantage.
Yeah, everything counts.
No, not really. Not in this.
Yes. Everything.
No.
Let me assure you, everything counts.
This doesn't.
But
You're thinking that I hire a guy, a 6'6", a general, and call him Jones?
no. No, there's an event is gonna recall him distinct either way, so JK. 6663 64 6. Not good.
No.
It's not. What am I doing here? Sure.
thing not going so well, huh?
Yeah, but I have bad general, so
How bad is bad?
very bad. I have to use 2 serenades.
Don't you use the Jep one?
But yeah, I have a Jep and I have a Steve. And I have a distinct Colonna for some reason. Oh well.
Well, you should never call your generals this thing, because that's always shit.
Meanwhile, Jarvan has 6'5", 6'4", 6'6", and
You got a
6'3".
6-6 well.
So he's just crushing me.
6-6, 6-4, and 6-5, so they're pretty decent.
Oh my fucking lord, no. Fuck. Oh. Right, never mind. Probably just lose the game now.
No, shit.
Oh my god. Oh.
Are you actually losing this thing?
He's not.
Yes, fewer troops.
I have a problem.
You need to, Java, you need to consolidate more.
Oh boy.
Oh, that was bad.
That for me. I am having a problem if I can't. I have this weird bug.
What the fuck is happening?
Nice. Alright,
Oh my god, this thing. What is that, General? Fucking hell. 6-6. Leroy. He should be called Jones. That's the real Jones, General. The 665?
You should be quit.
Isn't Mine's farmlands? You had a good push on it earlier.
This thing, you're the kind of player who can actually end up going bankrupt in this 1-on-1 scenario.
I feel like I'm missing.
Skill?
Yes, a 2. But Mercs, but it's because of my
How many cannon stacks are you running here?
I only have 3 left.
You start with 4 in this setup.
Okay, you have 67 on.
Yeah, that's because he fucked out in one, and he doesn't have any main power, so he doesn't.
Yeah, I saw it.
But no one has it.
And now that he reloaded main power,
You start with 100 prof in this one?
No, you don't start with any professionalism.
Okay, so how the fuck did you get to from 0 to 60k again?
Because he just he did 5 generals and then he slackened, which gives him 160k.
Yeah. Classic.
That's like the way you do it in the setup.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you developing this thing? What? It's unrealistic.
I have 40, 50, I have more.
This thing, why do you keep on standing alone there?
It's a bait! Okay.
But you're gonna end up being caught out and fuck up, and that's not really worth what you're getting out of it.
That's not the real question. This is the real.
Wow. Like, in this kind of scenario, whoever fucking pushes loses. Like, does anybody actually? I assume it's same ideas, same national ideas, same everything.
Yes, same everything. But it's not true that whoever pushes. Sharfin had a big leader advantage. Could have won these engagements. He actually should have won these engagements if he had just he failed to reinforce at some point. So that's why I actually won that engagement, because he actually took one fight into a best serenade, and I didn't realize it was best serenade, not my 6-3. Because he took a 6-6 into a 6-4, and then he actually fought into a 5-4.
So slow.
Could have taken that fight. X. Uh-huh. What?
That fourth stack.
Right, I finally can do this. And now we do. Hmm.
Well, you can maneuver him with the forced cannon stack. He still has just 3.
It's actually very bad for me because I made a really big mistake at some point. Accidentally retreated it.
Why did you use the fucking dip to dev instead of reducing war exhaustion?
Hmm. Much is it? I actually need this.
Yo, Jones, are you playing any campaigns anymore? Or you're just
I'm playing in the MGL.
selling Danish ice cream or what the fuck you're doing?
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing because I'm going to travel. I'm leaving the 15th of February.
Where?
Made it.
To
Yeah,
the Philippines.
there's nothing to.
Ooh. The Philippines.
Yeah, been there once, so liked it. Now we're going there for a month. So yeah, I'm basically just working and.
What did you
setting up.
like about it? Like what part of it did you like?
The place we're going is like the owner of it is a business partner of my grandfather, so they know a lot of people in the area, of the local. So we can come out to the jungle and visit some of the families, live with them, see the schools, and then it's just a very nice resort where you can go diving and jet skiing and all that.
Sounds cool. Sounds cool.
Mm.
And what's Blitz doing? I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, he's just doing his PhD things.
Fucking university. He's on the third, like last year, so he's.
Okay, that's a fair excuse, I guess.
Yeah, no, it's not.
I mean, I haven't played a decent campaign in like half a year because I've been working non-stop. And fuck
Yeah.
laptops and Wi-Fi.
So yeah, I didn't even mean to play in the MGL campaign, but I just ended up doing it because I'm doing well.
I guess. Is that where you're Hanover and Distinct is Burgundy?
Exactly.
And you're hugboxing like mad?
We're not hardboxing.
Okay.
What are you talking about? I was like
I'm
literally.
joking. Is Jamie like the huge ass Ottomans that conquered Italy?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. He truce broke like 2 times. I'm the same guy.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
That's funny. He gets bored and does ballsy moves. I like his play.
Like, we're actually gonna go bankrupt, huh? Eventually.
How the fuck do you go bankrupt? You have. Oh my god. What's your loot? How much do you lose per
Nah, we don't lose this much in this mod, only 700k.
Only 700.
But he starts with 500k. So
Yeah, but it's really nothing for like late game stuff because we have very little men in this war. Age.
Well,
Oh.
like Peter said, are you playing anything now, or are you just like never home?
I've been mostly never home. Yeah, that's the problem.
Are
And
you
in the weekend, like where most games are, like I usually see my girlfriend, so it's compromised. It's
Well,
hell.
if you're home in any of the normal days, maybe you can sub me as Hanover when I'm not home.
When on what?
I don't know yet, but it's on Mondays and Thursdays from 19:30 till 22.
What campaign is that? Usually Thursdays I try to join that GG campaign where this thing sub me once.
Oh.
Well, that's the Monkey Man's Jungle League or whatever.
I don't know. Yeah, let me know.
That's the one where I'm Hanover. So
I'm gonna be gone a long time. Like next year, I hope from January to have like 2 months till March and be able to play some campaigns. But until then, much working, almost non-stop. I just arrived today from Singapore, and I'm leaving Saturday.
Two.
This is so fucking fair right now.
I'm gonna get fucking yellow fever or some shit. What happened to all your generals distinct?
Yeah, they keep dying, so I don't know. Like,
It's fucking starvation, famine, and cholera in your camps with 150k stacks. They're shitting in the trenches. But this is fucking boring. Not gonna lie.
yeah, but that's because I have this bad generals. Like, I really can't do it. Oh my fuck.
Distinct. Why are you losing?
Not losing.
As always.
Like, I feel this kind of scenario is so fucking unrealistic. It happens like once every. How many games get to like 1750 where you get this kind of army?
A lot.
This is not much actually. We have way more in typical campaigns.
Typical campaigns, everyone has a million force limit, which is
Yeah, but typical like that's happened. It goes on for what, one session?
Mhm.
End game
Yeah, exactly.
happens.
But this war is like this entire setup
Oh
is
my
also
god! Look at those generals.
distinct. What
You
the
got the
fuck are you
PTZ.
doing?
You got the PTZ generals there.
Distinct. The
Let them
fuck
in.
were you doing?
What? Oh yeah,
He
yeah.
wasn't paying attention because he was recruiting.
Now is the time you run Jalen.
Yeah, I see.
When you're just done with that 9 phase. That's a good retreat. Good like way to bait people into attacking. Though it's a bit dangerous with that little morale because he has 300k there, so he could actually just go there and wipe you. And if you get wiped by 200k, you're fucked. And you probably don't want to split that early when you have this little morale, because again, you're in very big risk of being wiped in Copenhagen.
Yeah, like if he force marched there on top of you, you'd be wiped. Like you have 0 morale.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know why you should have retreated further away.
No. You want to
No,
try and bait someone into a.
Retreating to Copenhagen is fine. He just needs to go there and back it up with some moment with morale, so he doesn't get wiped. Being wiped is pretty unfortunate. Did you get a new roll of manpower? I have a challenge for you.
Yeah.
Try to see if you can bankrupt in this war. It's just a challenge for you. Like you're the only person I know who could actually make it.
I'm pretty sure he could. Yeah.
Well, we got pretty close at some point. Wait, what?
You managed to spend 150k in 6 years, 7 years. So keep up the rate.
I mean, this should be Jarvin's goal, like just to resist until.
I don't think Javan's economy is looking much better, to be fair. No, it's actually looking worse. So.
I don't know, but I don't. Somehow Distinct has 30% war score. Is it like Frankfurt the war goal or what?
Yeah,
I lost 2 battles. I played very poorly this one.
he lost -19 from battles and -11 from Frankfurt.
Yeah, so Frankfurt is the war goal. Yeah, you can stab at him soon, Distinct.
But
Yeah.
if you look at them,
You'll get 2 provinces.
No, I still need one more battle. Like, I don't even need the to have any forts.
no.
That's the ultimate way to win the war.
I think 112 and 9 war score from the 2 major battles, which is the only ones.
I think if you push into mines with the 6-6, you win it.
But that's just not needed for him right now because he's already winning. It's Javan who has to make the move. Why would this thing risk anything?
To get the fight he wants to win.
Yeah, but he's not in a hurry. I mean, Javan is the one being. This thing is winning if we just keep it like this. If both does nothing, he wins.
I think this thing can win that because I don't know how.
Yeah, I don't disagree, but the thing about mines is that it's a there's what's called a river around. So if German
Is
uses
there?
the right, yeah, there's
From Frankfurt to Mainz?
yes,
Where the fuck is that river? Actually, it
The-
should be the Rhine, lol.
yeah, there is a river all the way around Mainz, like from every single province. So the thing is that if you attack in Mainz and German uses the right journal, then
Yeah, that's a -1 crossing. No point.
and then this thing goes. And also he's gonna like give up his Frankfurt fort, which is secured right now.
Finally, he reduces exhaustion.
Do you think?
Oh boy.
Well, now he lost absolutism.
Is there a point to?
Point two.
To have that noble rebellion shizzle? My wisdom.
Yeah,
Yes.
you get
He
more
gives
morale.
moral in dispatch.
It gives you 10% morale, first of all, and second, it gives you like that every province has the more manpower.
Like I feel
It's 20%.
if he attacks you on Trier, you have no way to reinforce if you move. But I don't get what the fucking stacks. What's the stack doing on Bamberg? Why is it there?
It's a bait.
To bait what the fuck? There's nothing to be baited. Really?
Oh, what the fuck? See those misclicks?
The fuck you doing?
Like I tried clicking 3 times, but it just didn't want to work.
Just think, why don't you just try to abuse that we have a very, very wide front and try to do something?
Yeah.
What you did here? You
I
give
mean,
up.
you
No, I misclicked. I clicked the other one when I didn't want to click him. That's what happened.
Oh, yeah.
That's fine. Because now I have an easy way.
Shut.
But
That's not good.
well done with the wipe.
What wipe? I don't see no wipes. Am I behind? Oh.
Yeah. Bamberg is gonna be a wipe. Spoiler alert. But yeah, I'm in the game, so I can actually see things a bit more up to date.
Okay.
Observing. Hey, you can also maybe just I can invite you to watch my stream.
I'm on Distinct's YouTube right now.
Yeah, but I can just invite you via Steam, so you can see it more live.
I think there's what 5 seconds delay.
I have no idea. But here you can also see more things because I'm observing, so I'm going around on both countries. Now this thing lost Frankfurt. What a noob.
Yeah, he lost it a while back.
But oh, I should say something, but I shouldn't say something. That's great. Good, Javan. Good. That's bad, Javan. You're gonna get fucked now.
Oh shit.
You can't reinforce it now. You're trapped. That's the right move. Leave. Fucking leave. Just leave Frankfurt, man. Leave Frankfurt. You don't want to be there.
No.
Bad. So what you do is that you just retreat from all your battles and you just down back to Pfalz or Heidelberg, Ansbach, so you don't get too far away. And you need to retreat early on right now because you don't want to lose a lot of war score from battles right now. You can't lose another major one. If you lose these small ones, it doesn't matter. It's just like a half war score.
is an error communicating with the Steam servers. Fuck that. Did you watch the Castle bullshit game?
No.
Jones?
Hmm?
Who would watch that card?
I didn't know. Did you?
It pained me. Well,
I mean, I just gave up watching people like Arumba and
yeah,
whatever.
two guys
Because-
from my Thursday group went there actually, and they were
Yeah.
talking about it a lot. So I watched it. Like Arumba had players that willingly became his marches, and he was so bad. Like afterwards on Reddit, he was like, "Guys, if you don't attack with a full cannon line and then you reinforce badly, it's gonna go bad. It's so bad." And I was like, "Oh my god, this guy."
But that's the thing. Like in this, like when I started playing EU4 on like a year or 2 years in, I watched Arumba and I watched Shin, and I thought they were like pretty good players, not much worse than me. But now when I watch them, I just cringe. I literally I can't. What they're doing is bad because they keep on playing single player, so they never improve. Like
I
they're
mean,
not,
Flory's okay, somewhat. He played it okay,
but Flory is not really good. No, Flory
doesn't
just
understand.
Flory just understands the mechanics really well, so he knows how to abuse things and just understands it. But I've never seen him actually execute it very well in a multiplayer. That's the difference. Like where especially you, me, and this thing, then Blitz is very good at war in real game.
I was shit. I'm improving. Like I understand now how it works, but I
You
still,
improve-
if you put me more at 2-speed, I'm shit. But at 2-speed, I can manage a war.
yeah. But that's the thing. If I played against a Roomba in a fair war like this, I would.
Oh, I was
I'll
looking. The
stump 'em.
stack wipes were so real. Like they have no fucking clue how to. You just see them sieging with multiple stacks, with no cannons. With it's
Yeah, exactly.
and
I
that's
would
why
stump
I'm
them.
always thinking. But you think you go there and you stomp them, but it's not because they have no shame in doing just a 10 versus 1 to kill you. Like if they feel like you're a
No,
threat,
but even that.
you're being aggressive or whatever, they will 10v1 you and you're done. But I was legit thinking of getting 2 players and going there and destroying these noobs. It's painful to watch how little they know. And the casters, man, Jesus Christ. It was so bad. It was sad to see how little they understand about. I just go there to cast, maybe. Like it pained me as a former, somewhat amateur caster to see how little they understand of what they're casting.
Former what? Caster?
Yeah, I used to cast StarCraft and Hearthstone.
Oh wow.
From DreamHack in Romania.
Cool.
I mean, I don't know if you've heard of PGL. They're the ones that are doing production now. They just finished the Kuala Lumpur major. They did this year's international. I used to work for them, and I know lots of them. So when they did DreamHack Bucharest and lots of events in Romania, I was somewhat involved. Okay, what's happening? That's me.
Huh, I'm actually just sticking right now. Very nice. Feels good not to have to do anything. 3, 5, 6, 7, 11. Okay.
11.
Oh, are you actually winning the one out thing?
Yeah, I'm ticking, but
Looks like
I'm a
it.
win right now.
No, you're not. You still need more.
No, I'm ticking. I have
You need
okay, I
more
need
from
one more.
you get another 8 from that. So you still lack 3 more score. You're
False is
madman.
woods.
No, it's not, because they changed the outlay. So
So if you go from Koblenz to Pfalz, is there a crossing?
from Koblenz to Pfalz. Why would you know that? But yes, there is. If you go from Koblenz to Trier, there is not. But now this thing is just being crazy.
Like right now, if you move a stack from and try to cut out Luxembourg, you can do it. I don't know why he's not doing that.
Focusing on this more important stuff.
You can move your stack from Württemberg and try to move it to.
Like I don't wanna not get Frankfurt. I wanna keep Frankfurt mine. It's like basically top priority.
You're winning this fight. You have more troops.
I have more troops than him, so I should just win straight up. Then.
Yeah.
So this is why I don't feel like taking any risk.
He's reinforcing with 100k on.
Jaren, this is the time where you're just going with everything. Also the one you have all the way over in Bamberg.
Really?
That's a mistake.
You don't need a general over in Bamberg. Good.
Oh wow. Fucking serious? Oh my fucking. No! Are you kidding? I had general advantage as well during all that.
No, you didn't. I reinforced with a 6.
Okay.
Comeback time.
Oh, are you fucking kidding me?
Feels bad, man.
Now we're in. This is such a fucking disaster because it was with everything supplied as well. And I lost all my cannons. Well. Oh my god, it was so incredibly close. I can't believe I lost that.
You just bad the game, this thing.
But
You're welcome, man. Now Jaren is winning.
yeah. Now he wins big time.
Nah, it's not. Not if you look at the troop count, but of course you can't see.
I had so much more troops, like.
Yeah, no, not that much more, but I think you made a mistake in not just committing fully to it.
Dude, I had way more troops, so I should have won. And I fought the fight with a long time with the general advantage. So I really...
The month ticked. When the month ticked, I had 250 mil mana, so I just went for another bunch of second.
Yeah, but I already second.
But if you look overall in the battle, this thing, you only had 100k more.
Yeah, there should have been enough.
And you still were the attacker, as we found out when testing. It actually has a disadvantage even if not. And also you had the better general. So overall, I mean, it's not because you should have won the battle necessarily.
Should win the battle.
Yeah, mathematically you should, but it's not like it's a 80% win, 20% loss. It's more like a 60-40.
Very, very.
And you did it because you were just wanting to win, so you went too aggressive. I understand why you did it. I would do the same, but...
Actually.
No.
Right.
That's so bad.
Ta-da. This.
Alright, I'm gonna go play some HOTS, boys.
Hey, fun. Go make some nasty.
I'm gonna go for gold. Road to gold. Lols.
Yeah, this is lost. That's sad. Whew.
So no. I lost so much war score. Now I'm actually gonna have to like assault crap.
Jarvin's okay. Oh, that's actually a good play. I just need to back it up. Well done. Just saying, why don't you go over force limit? I mean, you don't have to stay under force limit.
With one manpower, I think he's soon gonna be 5 guys.
He has no manpower, that's a joke.
Yeah.
But it's not my fault that he's bad at the game.
I also had the big moral advantage during the fight, 0.3. That's why I went. I knew I had. So I really feel
Why do you have a moral advantage?
because I have more dev and I insulted and got 2 insults. Yes.
Ew. Why doesn't Novgorod have more development than you guys?
Because he expanded.
Uh-huh. So he's just better than you guys.
Just much.
More skill. Wow. Those pharaohs, I think those. Now he's all godly. And Jones, man, look at how good Jones is. Though I should be Leroy, but that's. I'm just telling you to think, if you use Jones as your general, you'll win the next battle.
Yeah. I doubt it, but okay. He still has general advantage on.
Jervin, I'd attack right now if I were you.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
do a
what I'm
simultaneous attack
actually
on
going to.
Frankfurt and what the fuck? If you have administration, you see what he's doing.
I don't, not anymore. No, he got the third stack. Oh shit, that's.
Oh, that's actually really good for you that you didn't get stacked right. Still really, really bad. Okay, that's good, Javan. You saved that so badly. Well, what the fuck happened to you, Distinct?
What?
Did you fuck up?
No.
He just had 2 stacks while reorganizing all his shit in the north, and Jarvin just profited.
So now is one, like, now you're going with one of the cannons. If you want to win that battle, otherwise you retreat.
Wait, that's.
Just make a decision.
No, that's. I shouldn't have done that.
I'm not saying it's wrong to now go in and back it up. Back it up with Frankfurt. Back it up. Otherwise you're gonna get wiped. It's a bad battle, you want to get out. And Hessen also get out. You have force march, you don't get morale.
Shit.
It's allowed the full retreat.
So you just save that stack from being stack wiped, and then you go there in there and suicide.
Rip.
Yeah, now it's over.
How do you have so much more morale this time?
Been winning the fight as well.
this now. You can even siege false hands back now.
Siege.
What is this? YOLO.
Selling. Alright. Because last time I also had numerical advantage, but still. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4.
Java needs to make it a little bit smaller stack.
True.
There's no purpose of you having a 170k stack. That's just can't get in there. But you would not want stacks bigger than 120k.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, having 126k is no problem because whatever.
I got lost.
But having over 80k infantry is not something you want to aspire for. Those troops are better used in backup stacks. And it's not a bad idea maybe to have a 200k merc infantry stack backup.
In this mod, I think you can barely get enough mercs to get 4 cannon stacks, so you can't have really mercs as reinforcement.
No, but that's why you don't want like yeah, you can get like get 80k in each stack. You have like 100k free. But pretty soon into the war, you're probably gonna end up in a situation where you only have 3 cannon stacks, and in that case, you have 160 to 200k mercs free, and they can just put all those in one stack, pure defensive. But you made a pretty good comeback. You just need to concentrate. You can still do it.
Come back, not so they just happened to want to win the battle.
That's a little bit
Frustrating, man.
You always made a pretty good comeback.
Jarvan should have attacked me or like in in Frankfurt before I could secure Nassau. Because like I was not in a position to reinforce that at all.
Yeah, I think too slowly.
want to take care?
I can't even see anything because of all these stacks.
And this thing is taking full
I
advantage.
lose the 1k, but that's fine.
Well, you just got 15k in total. That's
Mm-hmm.
can be the desire in such
Yep.
a war.
Much. Feels good, man. Oh. That actually arrived first.
True. How much money do you have left, distinct?
Not that much. 100.
19 to 90 or
90.
Yeah, so I have less. Is it worth to get war taxes for the additional 5% mercenaries?
Or taxes, no, definitely. Definitely.
5.
So, Jawin, you probably also want to make smaller stacks because I think having so many will confuse you and not get them there in time.
Probably true.
Also, you have a stack which has both mercs and non-merc in an aesthetic.
Also true.
Yeah. Also on. You don't want that 11k stack there with manpower.
Coward! Come back!
This is master play. But what you're completely missing is what he's doing all the way over in the east. But I show you. But I probably shouldn't say that because not this thing will get.
Why are you saying this, man?
Because I'm a nice guy. I'm even doing it from Jaren's perspective, so I'm only seeing what he can see. But I mean, it doesn't.
Oh,
Really
Sandra Ramirez is.
It doesn't really help much if you just get lose the prompt right away. Well, Krakow would do it too.
Yeah, take the horse.
Actually, I think it's kind of unfair that one of you guys have more coal than the other. Oh shit,
What?
man.
God damn it.
And that's a minor advantage that if you have more coal.
Yes, very relevant.
Obviously. Well, when this thing you're just winning that 1-on-1 game, 1k versus 1k thingy,
Yeah.
smashing him. So now you guys are back to square zero.
Or
Yes, you are.
Come on.
What is that? Oh shit, I actually have a manpower guy there. Yeah. Oh, right. No, why doesn't that fort work? Like, your leaders are still alive. It's disgusting. It's the one province. Frankfurt is very hard to. Actually, just
How much are we going? Have we been going on for?
going pretty long. Like, you play pretty well, and when I take the risky move, it did. Yeah.
14 years.
Yeah, but
You played for 1.5 hours. 1.5 hours. But now
Uh-huh.
it's kind of a stalemate because neither of you can really do much.
Sneaky Distinct sabotaged my recruitment like 2 months before I can slacken. This is so sad.
So Satya.
This thing, why don't you just go and win now?
Why would I go? Can't win offensively, I think.
I know what you're trying to do.
I had a bigger advantage
I know
last
what you're
time.
gonna do. I know what you're gonna do. You're gonna win if you do that. What you're gonna do?
Hmm.
Yes, you will. If
Sure.
you do what you should do, you will.
Yeah, but no, you're wrong. You're wrong, actually.
No, because that thing is big enough for you to win.
No, it's not big enough.
Yes, it is.
It really isn't.
I think it is.
It really isn't.
Is it technology?
Show.
Java, and you also need to develop more with the admin diplo points.
Oh shit, I fell
Because
behind.
the thing is that you don't need to beat this thing because you probably can't because this thing is very experienced at it. But if you just have to beat the AI at least.
Look
then
at
you
the
get to third,
Lonenberg.
if you get to third,
I
then
have
you can
100 more than he does. Very nice.
Yeah, but he has like 1,000 points. So
No, what the fuck then? But there's actually a massive difference in terms.
also, for some reason, you don't have policies on in Switzerland and Savoy. It's also a mistake. Tyrol. You want the manpower edicts on.
Wait,
everywhere.
where did I miss? No, I didn't
Switzerland,
miss. Where?
I don't have one on Aachen.
Romandy, Switzerland, Tyrol.
Ah.
I mean, it's a minor
Yes.
thing, but every time you do the slacking thing, you're gonna lose maybe 5 or 10k compared to this thing.
Check this out.
And now this thing, he doesn't want to for some reason. I don't know what the fuck he's doing.
Yes, weapon.
Why don't you do it, this thing? No, this is your only chance, mate.
Chance. I have a big advantage
No, you
right
don't
now.
actually. You actually don't.
I do. But you'll see. I have a lot of military pieces.
Yeah, not that. What else who should you think? Ooh, spicy.
I
Why
think
do you
getting.
keep on going for Krakow and such provinces? I mean, it doesn't really help you anything.
Alright, this is what we were waiting for.
Which is why we're waiting for this thing. Ooh,
Is it?
I understand what you. So Javan, what you just did is a mistake.
What? Alright.
I'm lagging.
Sure. Oh. Oh. Oh.
When you click a lot, I start to lag.
Fuck me, seriously? Seriously? Alright. You did.
This thing just shit the game.
Man. Just wanted to style.
You are just so terrible.
Wait, what? Those guys got caught?
You fucking terrible again.
Fine.
This thing, man. If you lose with this tail management, I'll be laughing.
Come on,
Yeah.
fuck.
Come on, Javin. Javin, go for yes, Javin, come on, you can do it. Come on, Javin, come on. Yes, this is the roles we want to see. This is the exact roles.
I told you the advantage was not big. No, but seriously, how did that like
Just
take
get
so
caught.
fucking long?
If you didn't get caught, you wouldn't have lost.
Oh, what? This was very bad there. Alright, whatever. Okay, too greedy going for the assault, but
Yep.
fuck me, I wanted to finish.
But this thing, you're still like saying that you aren't strong enough with the take advantage. You were too greedy with the take advantage. But that has nothing to do with how strong you are.
Oh, actually, no, I did have my discipline. I thought I did discipline.
So, Jaren, just go defensive. Don't do anything over eager. Just get Frankfurt and chill. Jaren,
God damn it!
go to Frankfurt and go to Mainz. Go to Frankfurt and Mainz and just chill. Don't take Nassau. Fuck Nassau. It doesn't matter. The province is irrelevant. Just take Frankfurt and take Mainz. That's all you want. You don't care about the rest. Fuck that. And you're very, very, very exposed in Nuremberg. If this thing is just any kind of awake, he would have stack wipe like 57k if you.
Yeah. So cool.
So you should probably go back to Regensburg. Just to be safe.
It's all good. It's all good.
Also take off the forced march because those troops are not getting morale.
Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Oh, come on! What the fuck are these dices? Like, seriously.
This is great.
Great.
Amazing shit.
Very frustrating game, like, come on. That assault took so long! This is like super late game assaults, it should be easy peasy.
Which one did you assault?
The false one.
I think he had a low general there, which is why it was so slow.
It's big. But whatever. Spit. Surely. Come on, you must be joking if I'm. Are you kidding? I was winning that fucking fight! Like, seriously, how? I had same moral as he did at the end of the battle. I have the tech advantage. And I have more men.
I think it was because of the final monolithic. I managed to reinforce perfectly, so I got the one monolithic morale of that final reinforcement.
It's fair, dude. Anyway. Problem? We're all Gucci? We're really not? We're still. It's just annoying because I can't assault. Like I really needed to assault to just end this fucking war.
Yeah, that's good. Good. But get your reinforcements closer if you want to do this. And try to go around. You need to cut them off. You can cut them off in castle if you go with the Frankfurt stack.
Don't advise me.
Huh? That Frankfurt stack is doing nothing.
Yeah.
It should
A
be doing
reinforced
something. You
way
can cut
too
him off
bad.
all the way around because he has no second cannon stack anymore. Really?
Ah,
Just go out of that. You don't want it.
yeah.
Right, John, you really need the tech sooner than this. Like, that tech is much more important than the military points you can get.
There's the fuck.
Why, man? Why do you? Very fucking.
Nah. I actually have more troops than you know. Like,
Jesus Christ, man, this war should not be long.
how long was the war between you and this thing?
3 hours. No worries.
Yeah, I don't
Eh.
think we will reach that.
We also had another one where it took 1.5 hours, and that was after he and Blitz already fought, where it took over from Blitz. Blitz had to go because they fought for too long.
Right now we are at, I think, at 2 hour mark. That's what my Steam says at least.
Yeah, that's right. I can just go and check the stream if you want. Right. Yeah, you've at least 2 hours. I mean, 2 hours ago, yeah, yep, 2 hours. Please. Back. But yeah, Darren, you really need that tech sooner. You can't like fall behind for this many years.
That 0.25 is
Big enough.
uh,
That's quite good.
Seriously, I keep losing these fights so fucking close. I should win.
The 0.25 is like pretty big difference.
It's
Fine.
Like, it would be equivalent to like 10% discipline.
it's
Oh,
7%.
it's not equal to
less
10% this.
It's 7% less casualties,
Yeah.
so it's like 3 or 4% discipline, which is still a lot.
More. I think.
instinct. What is it?
Now the thing is going crazy and he's rolling shit once. Now you're going crazy and you're still rolling ones and twos. Wow. Your rolls are exceptionally bad.
Dude, the entire fucking thing.
Exceptionally bad. Shit. This is the first time you've rolled something decent in Fireface. And now you rolled twice in a row. Good. You're going into late now. John, that's a fucked battle. You don't want to be there.
Yeah. Feels bad.
Do you guys have infiltrated each other?
No. If I don't have on him, I can take it actually.
I assume this thing has it on.
Oh wait, are you joking?
What the fuck? What are you trying to do here, this thing? Let's ask.
Fine, but a bit of trying to make him, but yeah, not like this.
Why you keep on risking things when you're actually like in such a good position?
I'm not in that good.
Well, you've had a 150k advantage for the last long time.
Like that, but it's not actually true.
I can see the numbers, it is true.
That's okay. Well, I have Frankfurt again, so good.
Well, Frankfurt isn't really worth anything if you're not getting to 50. Is it?
It's worth something. A good position.
Well, this thing, you're actually pretty bad at the game, I'd say, because you're like, you have 2k targets more than Jarvan. Terrible. Pretty bad at it. Okay, interesting. Is that the way you go? And if you keep on rolling like this, then
No matter what I win here, I have way fucking more. Like, if I lose this, it's utterly fucking ridiculous.
Isn't there still somehow disadvantage being the attacker? Didn't we find out that?
Yes, but come on, I have so much more advantage. I have the tech advantage.
Yeah, I agree. You should win. You should win. I do not disagree with that. But right now you're also rolling better, so yeah, you're gonna win this. It's a good thing, John. Yeah, dude. Just going with all of it, John. Fine, doing it. Gonna end up being punished because the thing goes around like he's trying now. Coming one day late.
Yeah, it's over.
But yeah, trying when you try just like
Yeah, I'm going to.
And
call
this
it.
thing, why are you being so greedy? Jesus.
Because
You're
it.
being unlucky. If you're being unlucky with the rolls in that battle now, you're gonna lose it.
Yeah, I know.
Why did you do? If you didn't go this greedy, you're lucky.
But there was no way that I lose. That's.
There is. If you was unlucky, like if you had like different rolls.
It was completely impossible.
No, it was not. It was actually really, really close to you.
No, it was really, really close because I got really, really fucking wrecked. In case you didn't fucking know that.
Yeah, I know, but if you got a little bit more, like in the last 2 rolls, you got good rolls, and if you didn't get that, then you would have lost it. If you
I have to call it. This thing I can't play anymore, I think, so I have to call it. And I lost anyway, so GG, I think.
But the thing, I don't understand why you would risk it in that situation.
Because I am tired of this work. This not winning here doesn't clear the thing.
If I got better,
I assaulted with 40k. Like I had like a 200k advantage of troops and the tech advantage. It's not possible that I lose, and a general advantage.
But you were still close. And if you had lost that battle because of fouls, that would be retarded. If you went in with fouls, that would be.
Yeah, but it's hindsight nonsense. Like I cannot lose. It's like last time. I should 100% fucking have won.
But if it was me playing, I would just take the 100% certain thing. I would not assault.
Yeah,
before
whatever.
I knew I had won the battle. Before it was. Like,
Whatever. GG, Jarvin. Like pretty decently.
I'm just saying that you lost.
Yes, I could have won the war by playing more cautious. Yes. Yeah, that's.
There was 2 times where you made the mistake where you didn't win the war, where you should have won the war.
Yeah. Aren't we cool?
Anyway, you ended up winning the war, so well done.
Bam. Ease clap. Super easy.
Yep, that was so easy for you, obviously.
Like, was there ever any stress? No. Okay. It's true as well.
Obviously not.
It's true as well. Right? Does it ever get messy? No, I should not have sold there. I actually assaulted with manpower, in fact, so. I mean, not that it matters that much.
Overall, can we just agree that was a mistake?
No! Like,
oh my god.
the battle, like, I was looking at it, I saw I had, like, 1 extra moral on him, total. So I probably had, like, 2 reserve stacks while he had 0, so I was like, yeah, there's no way ever that I lose this fight. It's not possible.
Like, you should always account for the unaccount, like, for the
Come on.
unforeseen.
Yeah. There was a mistake for the first assault, but this one I was sure to.
You weren't sure. That's the thing. You were actually really close to being like only 2 dices. The last 2 dices had a mistake and you wouldn't have.
Anyway.
So wouldn't you just be even more mad if you didn't win the war because of that?
Yeah, eventually I win. It's fine, no matter what.
And the reason I say this is because I don't think you get an advantage for assaulting fellas like that. It's not like he has any reserve stacks or anything. He's all in, so when he loses the battle, you can just assault fellas anyway.
I think this war was like fairly bullshit because I should have won it when I took the fight when I had the 0.3 moral advantage. I had more troops. Like I set it up. I made a lot of plays. I had much better. I had so much more manpower efficiency.
You reinforced poorly, so that moral disadvantage, advantage that you had was meaningless.
But naturally, I think you're probably right that you should have won the war there, because it was so close, even though you made all these things.
It's not about that, it's about the setup. Like, I killed a lot of his manpower. Every time he recruited manpower, I killed manpower. I had 4 provinces occupied the entire war. I'm sure I actually did a better job with the manpower advisor than he did.
Yeah.
Of course you did. And he forgot the edict.
So the entire time I was doing like being more manpower efficient. I sabotaged recruiting better than he did.
It's not true that you had more troops, and because I was regularly checking the ledger, and for the most part, actually, I had more.
No. You had more once I went for the tech. Then I let you get more, and I didn't care.
But overall, what I saw from being the observer, actually looking at it, is that when you had the advantage, you only had 50 or 100k.
No. I took the fights when I had 150k advantage.
Go look at the footage. I promise you, from looking at the ledger, you only had 100 or 50k more.
Oh, well.
And sometimes some of your advantage was from having more artillery. That was one part of the war where you had.
Well, it's good that we're replaying because I definitely need to some more practice once again.
Yeah, I'll just fight you and beat you. That's okay.
Yeah, sure. No, but honestly, Jarvan played really well, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I think everyone is impressed.
The only thing you need to learn, Jarvan, is that when you win battles, you need to know what to do. Because you made, like, one of your mistakes was when
No, at one time when my entire artillery line was crushed, and I said everything in because I was like, yeah, there's no way, right? There's no way. But then somehow there was a way. But Jarvan didn't take any forts. He could have taken forts right there. If he had taken forts right there, that would have been a disaster. I can never come back into Frankfurt then. This is why I want a little bit of greed, because you can still come back with things happening weird.
When you do the greed, you end up in a situation where as our 101 back then, where we just both went greedy all the time.
I felt like I was never in a situation where you had none of your cannon stacks.
Anyway, GG everyone. See you.